These factory settings, look who's here.
Come on. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Merkle, man.
Merk.
I ain't seen you in the flesh for a minute, bro.
I know. Come on.
I've just been watching you transition into the superstar DJ I could never be.
Now you was original DJ as well. Though.
Exactly. That's why it's so funny and like amazing to watch you go like that in the DJ world. And I've stopped DJing, you know.
Yeah, but I'm bringing you back.
Oh no. Loads of people are trying to draw me back out. We'll get there though. I remember the first time I met you. You probably don't remember. We was doing an advertorial for Vice. For a brand.
Vice magazine.
It was for a brand. I can't remember what brand it was. And I come down and there was loads of us. And it was when.
Was it Box Fresh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And it was when I was like still in chef and I'd come down and I'd like be introduced or be in collaboration with people that I only ever seen from like DVDs or pirate. Mm-hmm. So it was like seeing Jammer was like the equivalent of seeing like Cartel or 50 Cent or something. So it was like mental. And I had my trousers really low. Yeah. And you said to me, I thought only black boys wore trousers that low. And from then on, we've been good friends.
Come on, man.
Yeah, Skorsky.
We're here.
And I think like, we'll get into it. Like from where you come from to where you are now, we're very different, but there's a synergy. And I've always just loved seeing what you're up to. Yeah. Very innovative, very credible. And you never sort of seem to like have anyone allow you or your own mind to like keep it in one box. Mm-hmm. Not in terms of like, I can do anything, but you make moves that are like really like creative and entrepreneurial that are not expected, but make sense when they're in fruition. Yeah. So Daydot, right, the basement. I want to start there, you know, bro. Because that's in your mother and father's house, right? Mm-hmm. In which community?
In Leytonstone, East London, Waltham Forest. Right,
and that's where I was introduced to a lot of grime through the DVDs that you made. Not knowing who was behind it, just obsessed. And like I say, being from Sheffield, that was our only way we could see it. And ironically, I had to buy the DVDs from London.
What, from the market?
Yeah.
Yeah. What one? Wembley?
Barking
market.
Yeah.
In the ends.
So I had to come down here, grab them and go back with them. And like I say, I'd also get American ones and Jamaican ones. Yeah. So to me, it was a similar...
Yeah, because it was like the Sting...
Yeah, Passa.
Yeah, Passa.
Wenny Wednesday. Yeah. And then what was the...
Stone Love, all them, Addis.
Yes, bro. Yeah. And then obviously there was like American ones like Smack and that.
Yeah.
So when I'm accessing this music and culture from this market space, it's like, it's equally as, not foreign, but exotic to my lens. Yeah. America Yard, grime.
Yeah.
You get it?
I get it.
So that's why when I first sort of was around you, like it was like really like special because I'd seen you rightly so on a higher heights, equaling my other idols. Yeah. But anyway, back to the basement. That's the studio first, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you made your music.
Yeah. And
then you turn it into almost like a venue.
Yeah. That's a museum.
Is it?
Well, it's a listed landmark. It's just got a blue plaque on it. So it's like tourists come outside and...
Really?
Yeah, free.
They certainly right though.
Yeah, it's cool. For me, it's more about like the fact that we've done so much work community-wise, and this like obviously helped so many people. That space has saved people's lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, change people's lives to help them feed their family. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a really important space, and it's like really important to have that in community. Like you're saying, like even this space, cool. It's not your yard, but it's a space where people could come. You'll see the youngers coming there doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? Just stirring out trouble, do you know what I'm saying? Same thing, keep it in. Idle hands make work for the devil, they're saying it.
I hear it. And your parents, obviously, like not every mum and dad would allow just streams of people coming in.
Yeah.
And that's from, I guess, like a passing the baton vibration to me, because I don't know your parents, but I know that they're evidently similar to you. And letting youngers in the house in a weird way, it's like an unintentional youth club, safe space, and not every mother or father would allow that.
No, 100%. But it's funny you say that because the year that I started my studio, the year prior or the same year, the government stopped all the funding for youth centres.
There you go.
So that was the time, but that house was always open door policy anyway, because my mum and dad used to run a community service called ELRIC, East London Rastafarian Information Community Service. So they used to help people in the community that were going through situations, and then they used to have like events like cane myself, Double, like obviously we all used to play music there, spit, whatever. But people from the community, older people used to come do poetry, show their like arts and craft and all that type of stuff. So they was doing that anyway before. And my dad had a hockey team, which he was taking youths, like all the bad youths from my ends off the roads, taking them skate hockey. Then he got funding by the Prince's Trust to buy them skates and equipment and stuff. So I've been seeing that since I was young anyway. So it's like innate to me.
It's just a continuation of that vibration, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because spiritually and like ethically that's the vibe, but also like, what heritage are you? Jamaican, right?
Syrian and Chinese, but...
Right, incredible, right? So like even so like musically, the baton passes, reggae, grime, dancehall, all connected. I know that, you know that.
Yeah.
But it just funnels into what happened in the basement
100%.
from the sound system culture.
And dub, which they don't speak about a lot, because obviously dubstep derives from dub. It's all, and that's what was funny, because I personally think genres are cool to break it up into genre. I get it, but most of that was one.
Absolutely.
Grime and dubstep was one thing. It's just that they split it and said, you man, you go over there, you might go over there. Yeah, me. And then same with like house and garage. It was house and garage. It got played in the same raves together underneath it. So for me, even going and playing house now, people are like, "Oh, you're playing house now." I've been playing house. I was a bashment DJ, a jungle DJ, done a garage, a house and garage DJ. I was playing house before I even knew it was house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think the reggae like background, like especially for the grime things, especially for the clashes, like it's Sting.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's the whole, and the energy, you know what I mean? The sonics, the sound, and just everything about it is very heavily influenced by Jamaican culture.
Big time. I'd say majority of that is that, and then it's peppered with European, American, etc.
Exactly.
But yeah, even the clash thing, innit? It's just normal. It's not necessarily like a way of like, right, let's create a spectacle or let's get some hype. It's like, that's just what we do.
That was like the reason why grime is very, like, I feel like one of the sickest genres is because you weren't just allowed to be there. You had to show that you was worthy of being there. If I think I'm MCing today, and I wasn't even spitting really like that them times, I was making all the beats in it, but I used to watch certain man just get the head blown off. Do you know what I'm saying? So you gotta come back next week. If you don't come back from this next week, you're not worthy. Man ain't even passing you the mic.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives you that sense of, you know, that greatness of something to strive for. You know, it was all about, I'm going to radio today, I got to get my reload back that I lost last week.
Yeah, right.
Monkey took my head off, or Hyper went crazy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's important. Like, whereas now, not to say that people should have to go through the trials and tribulations that everybody went through, but I think there's something about sharpening their tools that makes the music last the test of time and stand, you know, for a longer time. Because if you've seen a lot of artists and genres and stuff like that, they come and go. But if you look at like a lot of the grime artists that really actually continue to stuck to the craft, they're like elite.
Yeah, big time. And also it always seems to go back there as like an anchor. So like when these genres come in, they come trendy, they get commercialized, and actually they fall, it anchors back to that space. And be match fit within that arena again. Because you say like back then, the only opportunity might be to spit on radio, and if you don't get forward, it's a myth. So you have to come back match fit, train. But even now, in 2026, even with all the TikToks and all these cheat codes you can achieve, there is that element back in the air where you need to prove you're good enough.
Yeah,
and be in a room with a community, or it's less. It feels less individualism right now, if that's even a phrase. To me, where I sit, that there was a period. It's my guy, it's my account, it's my following. It's where.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of people in here, particularly together, and it's like you can feel that competitiveness, which is good because the levels have to up. And if you flop, it's a similar thing.
Yeah, because you could never. No man's an island. You can never be the greatest at what you're doing if it's just you that you're vibing out with.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You can be great to a certain extent by mastering your craft and being in a dojo on your own, but you're never gonna know how good that is until you put it to the test with other people. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why I think a lot of people kind of fall to the wayside because they think They done like even certain men I see that or certain people pop from the internet, and you see them go onto a big stage show, massive show. They have no idea how to hold the mic.
That's what I mean.
No mic training, no breath control.
Yeah.
Man's out of breath. Man's gonna faint. It's looking mad.
Yeah.
No.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
But your not even your gen, your schooling, that was never the case.
No,
It's the
because you
opposite.
had to be.
Yeah, I know.
It's like being in the gym, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's like a man that don't train, that's just eating burgers every day. If you come
Going
to
right
London that's been training every day, doing 5K runs and that, you're gonna pass out.
Yeah.
You get me? So that's the equivalent to just making a couple of tunes and dropping them, and one of them hitting. And that's why I said that for me, I've always had that in my camp. Like, if I've got artists around me and I can see potential in them, I have to help develop them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? When the labels took away the development deal, I think that was a very bad thing. And like even now, like my whole thing, the company that I'm working on now, that's what it's mainly about. It's about developing artists, you know, giving them the skills and stuff to actually have longevity and build a brand and build build something that can stand the test of time. Because being an artist as well and having a big moment and then you're not big after that and then going back to normal life and going to the shop to sell hot chocolate, that's long.
Yeah, it's long, and it's just no good for anyone really. But when the person,
There's nothing wrong with selling hot chocolate.
No, pick up the hot chocolate.
I'm just saying, once you put yourself out there, like that, psychologically for you, it's always gonna feel like you failed at what you was seen to have been doing, and that's why they have that saying, "Oh, my man fell off," or whatever, what's not, because people always expect you to be on an up trajectory.
Yeah.
But life is not like that. I always try to explain that life is like waves. It's like this. You gotta have like this. You gotta shock absorb. You know what I mean? That's like going in the gym and a man saying, "Ah, cool, hold 100K above your head for the whole 24 hours." How? It's gotta go. It's up and down. Do you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
And I think that's what's cool with a lot of my peers that understand. That you just, you know, not every day if you're big face everywhere. Yeah, man's about, but sometimes you just gotta understand that this is not really my time to be shouting. Let me figure some things out. I'm still here. I might make a couple rhythms or do a verse for my man or make an instrumental or DJ, but it's not. You're not always trying to be the king of the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think that's some people just don't want to get out of the way. Like once they get the shot, they're just in the way. They're not barging man out the way. They're trying to keep them like. And I've watched a lot of people's careers. Like the whole point of getting to a certain level is to share some of that light. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what kind of, I don't want to say messed up our scene because I don't think it's messed up, but I think that whole community sense is why everybody's here in the first place. That's why Boy Better Knows the hardest art. Do you get what I'm saying? Because no matter what, you don't see it, you just see us man all unite whenever we need to unite. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when someone, and again, I'm not saying everyone's like we're human beings in it. Sometimes people are gonna have disagreements. But it's like a brotherhood, isn't it? Like, but no one can't say anything because we're still here now. We're the last standing. Do you know what I'm saying? We're the last crew standing. So Roll Deep can run around now and do what they're doing. No disrespect to them, but that's not Roll Deep that I know. Do you get what I'm saying? I see man still continuing it. Same with Rough Squad, respect to Rough Squad. Rough Squad will never die. But at the same time, that's not the Rough Squad I know. Do you get what I'm saying? So when I look at, I think that's a massive statement for people to show that what togetherness actually does.
Yeah, it's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No matter what, ups, downs, lefts, rights.
Yeah. Just stick it out, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think it's like coming through lived existence, innit? Like we're older, we've been through the downs and you know you can rise back up.
Yeah.
But particularly with internet, like people just think if a post don't pop or whatever. But again, I think going back in time and that ideology that you have of like putting people on, sharing moments, it's like Bounty Killer bringing on Cartel.
Yeah.
It's kind of a Jamaican
outlook, yeah, 100%. But again, I feel like even with grime, with our culture, and I wouldn't change anything for anything, innit? But there was no money in it. So we wasn't doing it for money. We was just doing it because my man's hard. Hey, you heard my man? Hey, come, we got a bus and we got to make sure, come bring him out. Cool, what? Come split. How much did we get? What, a bag? All right, you man, split that bag. All right, my man. The attempts, hold that couple bills, yeah. Let's go. Do you get what I'm saying? So that whole mentality, and then boom, he's picking up his thing now, and then he's got a couple man that's from his ends that he rates, and then he can bring them to the shows, and then that is something that breeds greatness, you know what I mean? But then somebody decided to give someone a big amount of money, then some couple man got a bit too greedy. Then that breaks it down again. It's like, yo, we're in the building now. Oh yeah, you know what? You're better than them, man. Just come over here. Don't put them in it. They're problematic, man.
Yeah.
You get me? And then divide. And it's the same divide and conquer. Same shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think like finally we're getting to a stage where people are understanding. And also I'm watching some people die a very slow, painful death also, because one thing that no one can't say about me is they can never say I'm a hater, I don't help, I didn't contribute. Like, I've actually contributed more than a lot of man, certain man that you call the big man. I've been on ground more than them. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, no disrespect to them, but it's just factual truth. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of people have claims to, like, they made grime. When I was making grime instrumentals, certain man, what about your so-called guys? Do you get what I'm saying? So, and also when I see a lot of people have big moments and big things happening, they don't, and again, I thought this in my mind, it's like, but I can't expect me from other people, first of all. But maybe they're not built like that. Some people are just built to come and get what they want and go and maybe share it with their, like, immediate family, and that's their thing. Do you get what I'm saying? But again, like you said, I think it's a Jamaican thing. Where we come from, and I read some article the other day where Jamaicans are also inviting people to just open your front door and just give you a rasa piece of the curry goat. They don't know you from nowhere.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that spirit runs through, obviously, the basement from your, and there's even like how I see you kind of perform your art with your people. So, right, you said to me, you remembered when I said I was going to move to London, didn't it?
Yeah.
When, how, because I can't even remember that.
I was up in your studio, I come to check you, I think, when I done my deal with Big Dada.
Yeah.
Because you had a record on that project, right?
Oh, I had a couple, yeah.
Yeah, so I came up to work with you in Sheffield, and I think I stayed there in a hotel for 2-3 nights.
Makes sense.
And I came to your studio, you had like a kind of small room.
Yeah.
It felt like it's like a warehouse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we was rocking, and I thought, this brother's like cool, but I think we had briefly met prior. We did
The advertorial thing. Yeah.
And then your name kept coming up. I think it's something to do with Red Light. It was around the time when Red Light, and whatever. Yeah. And obviously Sheffield's a massive, influential, like it's a heart of British culture and music as well.
Yeah, big time.
So yeah, I was up there, and I remember he was like, I want to move to London. And I think he said to me that you're gonna meet Annie Mac. I think you said that to me.
Well, it's when because the real reason that anchored me in was because we're now a couple.
Yeah.
And I was going back to Chef to grab pants and socks.
Okay.
I'd come back down.
Okay, because I remember you saying something.
Yeah.
You said, and that's why when I was thinking, brother, this brother. And then I see you get married, I was like,
Yeah, because I met her through the radio, and I was...
Are you got married?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids and all that. But I met her through radio. At the same time, working with people like yourself, and I'm flying home literally to pick up, like, clothing.
Yeah.
So I'm coming down. So I think that anchored me to come down into London, and that was what made me kind of like immerse it a bit more.
Okay, yeah.
And then
I remember that.
Yeah.
I was sitting there thinking, oh, guy, mad. Or did T say that to me? But it's like, it was good to see you like made that transition and like start a family and you two just be such a like inspirational unit. You get me? I even can remember when I came to your house that time we came up on the show, and you had like a big picture of my album on the wall.
Jumanji, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I worked with you on that first Big Dada record, probably as chef, and then in London we went to your cousin's house. Is it Jamin's house?
Yeah.
To voice that rhythm, which was Party Animal.
Yes.
And you voiced it, and I couldn't get over how brilliant the grime, funky, Jumanji! And the Jamunji, like I just thought it was amazing.
Crazy.
And then that's what you called the album, innit?
Yeah.
And the artwork was just incredible. So I just loved everything about it. I loved the fact it was you. I loved the fact it was, the Lord of the Mike's legacy, my involvement to an extent, the picture with the elephant. I mean, I just loved the picture.
Do you know what's crazy as well, yeah? Because that was a track's sample. I don't know.
Adonis. No Way Back, yeah.
No Way Back, right? And obviously Full Circle now. So that I'm playing all that now.
That's what I was going to say.
Which is mad.
Mental.
Yeah. And I remember, obviously a lot of men were crossing over at that time, but I actually thought that was quite a cool record. Yeah? And I remember people trying to say like, oh, you're trying to make a commercial record and this and that. And it kind of like warped my idea of the record. And I remember I kind of stopped performing it for a bit, yeah. And I remember Skep came to one of my shows. And he was like, yo, like, why are you not performing that tune? You get me? I'm like, oh man, people are trying to say I'm trying to bust commercial or whatever. He's like, brother, what are you talking about? You're going mad. Like that. So, like, I was waiting for that tune for the whole set. So it was like, it was interesting because now when I listen to it, I know like how like forward thinking that was, you know what I mean, especially to sample that record at the time, just your selection of choice, you know what I'm saying, how it was well put together. And it was fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Fun, yeah.
It was fun. The video was fun.
Yeah, wicked, man. What, we had Alex Mills on it.
Yeah.
So that Adonis No Way Back was a big record in Sheffield. It was like, have you ever seen that footage of the Manchester lot skanking to it?
The original.
Yeah.
In
like the 80s.
Some classic, it's
incredible. Like,
in a warehouse, innit?
Yeah, like sound system, culture, house, Manchester, big black community. It's a black house record.
Yeah.
I think it's Chicago, I think, or Detroit. But anyway, that was a big record back home. I just loved the riff, flipped it into whatever. Then when we moved to tune, and then Alex Mills, I just loved the voice. Now she's massive in that space as well.
Yeah.
So it's very funny how it's come full circle. But then let's fast forward because there's loads since then. But I'm so interested and intrigued about. So with Adonis, them record there, the Steppers, big house DJ now. Listen, how's it? How are we here? Like, I know how we're here in terms of like sound. I get it.
Yeah.
But how have we got to the place? Because you're doing loads of shows. You're outside a lot. You're playing to massive crowds.
Yeah.
What going?
Yeah, I feel like that's full circle, isn't it? I feel like it's a natural progression of what I was originally meant to be doing. I feel like everything else was a side mission. It's kind of a big side mission, but
Important one as well, you know.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I feel like all I ever wanted to do was DJ. And everything else I was doing was because I feel like nobody was respecting what we was trying to do. So I had to make a stamp in something. And then when I'd done all of these things now, we've done this and we've traveled, me and Skep are touring, and we've done America, we've done bare things.
Like spitting.
Yeah, making productions.
Yeah.
Brand deals, massive iconic moments, all of that.
Yeah.
You get me? And then I was just feeling like, this is feeling like a bit of a job now. It's like, and then people have like expectations of what your next record is going to be. It's like, bro, I never done music for none of this. Stop telling me about how many numbers my man streamed. I don't care. I actually don't care what he streamed. There's so many different ways to make money. So you can't put that onto your music, because then that's why you see some people vary into like not such great positions, because they're putting that, the weight of now that their music, their hobby and something they love is their job. Now they got to bend the rules to make the money with their art, and that's compromising, you get what I'm saying? So for me, it was like more of, I remember when Skep was like, yeah, we got Circo Loco, whatever. He's like, cool, like, well, you need our own tune. So I made some tunes, innit? And the tune that I made, that was like one of the biggest reactions of the night, innit? So then, like, but I remember that he's looked at me, he's like, yo, gotta make more.
Wicked.
And I think that was like a click moment, because at first we knew, yeah, alright, cool, we're gonna step back into that space. But obviously seeing it, especially like in Soko is the most iconic, it's the mecca of house. Like, when you're talking about DJing and playing sets, you know what I mean? And there was like a follow-on from what Virgil did, because obviously as well with Virgil, R.I.P. Virgil, he studied us as well. This is what a lot of people don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? And he was studying a lot about what we're doing and implementing that into his art form and fashion and things like that. Where I feel like people feel like maybe we was following what he was doing, but it was a tennis of appreciation, of exchange, yeah. And yeah, so from that moment, that was like, okay, man's a DJ anyway, man's a producer anyway first. This is home.
Yeah, why can't I be here?
Yeah, this is home. I am a savage DJ. So it was just felt right. And then it felt fun.
Important.
Exciting and important. Especially in the house space. I felt like it was really important for people like myself and Skep to be in that space.
Absolutely.
Representing for the next generation to... Because I feel like it's very important, not just on a music basis. I feel like finding house, if you come from like certain backgrounds, and even if you don't come from certain backgrounds, it's actually showing people about a different way of life, how to enjoy, how to be joyful, how to, you know, with the rap and stuff sometimes, especially grime, it's a very testosterone driven place. Do you get what I'm saying? So with the electronic house music, it's like, yo, I can go there, I can be happy, I can laugh, I can... don't have to take my jewelry off, like, you see what I'm saying? I can bubble.
Full joy.
Remember a lot of guys saying to me like, rah, yo, I came to one of you, man, said, yo, everyone's happy.
Right.
Yeah, man said, man, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
Can't believe that the doorman's not vexed with them.
Yeah.
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I feel like it was important to navigate. I feel like that, bringing our fan base and like, our fans and people that follow us over to that space is very important for the future of electronic music.
I totally agree, and ironically it comes from there anyway.
Yeah.
But it's gone so far drifted, people don't know. It comes from oppressed, black, queer, like pushed down communities that created similar to reggae, similar to grime.
And it was so crazy that you say that, because for me, when I'm going into those spaces, I know the history of everything in it. But for me, I really wanted it to be about how good I am at the art form and what I have to contribute to the space and how much I honor that space.
Yeah.
First of all, because I think, and again, that's for me, that's for you to say.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's great, because I've seen so many people been inspired now to then get back in this whole, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Nate Smalls, like obviously Nate Smalls was coming studio with us in the beginning. Lance, he was inspired. I was with Junior Troy yesterday in the studio. All these men are inspired from the move that man made, and DJs, and, you know, loads of DJs, loads of people, loads of producers, you know, so, and it's good, because obviously house is the biggest growing genre in the world, and it feels good to be able to be in a space that I feel has a lot less of a glass ceiling, you know what I'm saying, and the money's much better.
Yeah, absolutely. But also it's like so like international and global.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
The palette it paints can spread further. Understandable, I totally get it. I mean, when I was outside a lot, my bookings were primarily UK. My house friends were like here, there and everywhere, making more bank.
100, right. It goes past language.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it.
Yeah.
Are you going away soon?
Yeah, I'm going to Bali, then I'm going to do a tour in Australia, then I'm going to go back for Bali. I'm going to base there for a bit. Then I'm going to do Asia, Yeah, man.
Just strictly DJing, yeah?
DJing, yeah, I produced 2 albums, executive produced and produced 2 albums. A project I'm working on is like an immersive experience project. Tony Rice. Don't want to say too much about it, but it's gonna be a needle mover.
Wicked.
It's, again, like I said, this is the reason I want to be able to be in a space and innovate and do something that has never been done before, and that becomes the X that marks the spot of that time period, you know? Because people will say, you know, when that happened, you know, that's when, just like we're talking about the warehouse for news.
Yeah, another one of those.
Yeah, another one of those, you know? So,
amazing.
That's what it is.
So in terms of being based over there, you got access to the different literal geography.
Yeah.
And with the music spreading further, per se, there's more places you could probably get out.
Exactly. And look, I've done 30 years here. Like, actually grafting.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's like, whoa, I'm not going to die here grafting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done everything. I've helped everyone. Big up you, man. Ladies, everyone. Right? I've got something to do. Catch you later. On the rebound.
You're going to the heat.
Yeah, I'm going to the heat. My skin's dying out here.
I get it.
It's raining. I'm waking up. I'm going to the shop. No one's smiling back at me. You get me? Even God's calling to tell me.
We're trying to have a conversation in London. You see what happens?
No, but that's all the phone ringing to let me know I'm not going mad.
You're going to press the button. I don't even know what that is.
Where's that buzz? Someone outside?
Someone outside. Watch this. Hello? Hello? Oh, cool. Can you go... Oh, fucking FedEx. They can do it.
The Feds or FedEx?
1 second. After that slight interruption from the system that is, but Jammer's trying to and will be getting away from, I just want to conclude quickly. What's on your feet?
What, these?
Yeah.
Some unreleased SKs still.
Some unreleased SKs. Can we see this? Have we got a good shot? Because dub plates are running in all areas.
Yeah, these are some serious dub plates still.
Dub plate exclusive.
These are the first SK shoe that Skep got to make when we approached Nana to make the shoe.
Tell me about that moment.
So on Monday I went to Buck Skep. He called me. I've gone to link him at his old yard in Palmer's Green. And I pulled up, but he was sitting outside in the car when I've got there, innit? So I've just jumped in his car and then was talking whatever. And then I think he was building a zoot. You get me? And then he's chatting to me where he's like, Jam, you know what? I feel like I need to make a shoe, that's the next thing. Obviously, I'm thinking, where normally you used to say, like, yeah, let's go make some rhythm. Yeah. So his man said, make a shoe. So, but straight away, me, not how my brain works, not boxing that full in. Do you get what I'm saying? So as soon as he's said that, my brain just went to, who do we know that we could talk to about possibly making this into reality? So I'm like, okay, can we call Nana? Straight, bang.
But Nana works for Nike.
He worked for Nana at the time. Yeah. He's back at Nike now. So,
Nana.
Big up Nana, yeah. Legend, to be fair.
Proper.
So, obviously, you know how Skep is. He don't really like asking people for anything anyway. So he's like, but I could just tell the vibe. But he's saying to me, yeah, he wants to make a shoe. But my whole thing is, let's just call Nana. But he's not really trying to call him. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, let's call him, man. So I've called him. And he's picked up the phone. So I'm saying, yo, well, go on, boom, I'm with S. He's thinking of making a shoe. Like, how can we make this possible, innit? And he's basically said, look, Nike, it's a massive company. Getting to make a shoe is not something that normally happens for us.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's not easy.
So even if I think that I'm gonna do the most for you, man, I don't really think that's gonna be possible.
Yeah.
Basically. And then I was like to him, well, what are the hurdles? He's like, yeah, there's a lot of loopholes, there's a lot of... I said, well, we might as well start jumping through a couple of them, now we might as well, you know what I'm saying, we might as well start the journey, do you get what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, you know what, all right, cool, let me put a feeler out or whatever. And then he came back to us and he said, yeah, they want man to come in, do you get what I'm saying? So, and then obviously this is when this shoe was made, BW, this is a classic shoe as well, this is the shoe that Dizzy Rascal wore on the front of Boy in the Corner.
That's right, yeah.
This is I think one of the most iconic shoes. This is actually, I done Air Max Day, I think a few years back, and this is called the Grime shoe.
Oh, really?
In Nike. So this is actually called a Grime shoe.
It's a Grime shoe, guys.
Yeah.
One-away dubplate exclusive.
Yeah, I wasn't, it's mad, yeah, because I saw them today and I was like, oh, you know, I just feel like wearing these.
Comfy.
They're just hard. I don't know, they're just crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So then, without getting into the ins and outs of the politics, but basically this shoe never came out. You get me? A little bit of a back and forth.
Of course.
Yeah. And then they agreed to then make the SK.
Incredible.
And then obviously we had the whole string of SKs, which are iconic. The first one being in '97, which was amazing.
Well, it's another stamping culture, that.
Yeah,
That SK.
100% stamping culture.
It's
crazy.
like Basement, the DVD, the SK, what you're doing with house music presented into and all. That's what I said at the start. You've never really had that like blinker that a lot of us naturally have. And that's one of the things I admire about you, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, bro.
When you come back from the sunshine with your nice skin and your happy attitude, can you do as a DJ set, please?
Yeah, I'll go crazy for you on there. It's mad that I left my USB key, because I know that you weren't even trying to let me on the decks today. But
Hey, you know what's funny? I invited him and I said I want him to do a set and a podcast. I flopped the administrative part. He called me. He basically said, T, sort your shit out. He's here today. And that's one of the things, again, the drive of this man is amazing. And that's why one of the reasons he's still here. My brother, give thanks.
yes, man.
Yes, big up, love.